3 reasons why I bought Bitcoin at this price. What's weird is that before, just as this is the crazy thing about live streaming. So everything's set up here. It takes, 15 minutes to get all the windows in the right spot. And then I press go live and then it goes, oh, you're almost out of disk space. In order to continue, free up disk space. I'm like, well, how do I free up disk space at this juncture in time when I'm about to go live? So I had to go to DaVinci. DaVinci's a little bit of a space hog because it constantly saves. So every move you make, save. And you can adjust it, but I like that because I got bit by Premiere Pro a million times where you work for 15 minutes, then it crashes and you lose that 15 minutes work. So anyway, it's the kind of the last thing you need to do when you press live for your computer to say, oh, in order for this to actually work, you have to do this. So I have to go into DaVinci and delete the cache, which is what's going on now. So hopefully it's not laggy the way it was for me. But before we get into the 3 reasons I bought Bitcoin at the price on Sunday, I think it was, I'd also like to give 1 reason I truly am enjoying X these days. And I feel like I've moved from Twitter onto X. I've been brainwashed enough to now call it X than Twitter. I like it because I feel what's that saying? Amy lives crypto. Pianomattyb doesn't give up on us. Free up disk space. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. The saying, if you spend too much time looking into the abyss stares back at you. I feel like Twitter is a mirror of your actual interests. And what I mean by that is that with YouTube and all the other censored platforms, the algorithm is just showing you stuff they want you to see or not showing you things they don't want you to see. Whereas X is just purely, in my opinion anyway, just a mirror as to your actual interests. So if you spend, 4 seconds on this video, well, we'll show you more videos. Or you screenshot this post, oh, well, we'll show you more of these posts. And it turns out, I guess, what I like to watch on X more than anything is fight videos. It's because my feed is just filled with, bully gets wrecked and one knockout punch stuff. I guess I watch that more than anything. And that's what Twitter. That's what X shows me. And I'm appreciative of it. Bobby Freeman, I deleted my X account 2 days ago. It became too annoying and addicting. Well, you're right about that. It has become addicting to the point where, if you're cognizant of your addictions, right? When you're doing something too much, that's a good sign. And I feel like I spend too much time because I don't do anything else. Like the only time I'm ever on Facebook is to sell something or to buy something, but I rarely look at it. Instagram, I do have an Instagram and I post the link, but my Instagram has been taken over by bots. Like every day I'll have 50 new followers and they're all bots, no picture, no posts, so I don't know what they're trying to do there. So I'm basically never on it. But I do spend a lot of time on Twitter because I feel like maybe my North Star is that it's pseudo censorship free. I know there's probably a little bit going on, but to the degree the censorship was going on, I'd say 2 years ago or a year ago, it's night and day. So that's I guess I like the long story short, I guess I like watching fight videos. There's another one. There's a guy named Steve Inman or something. It's a unnecessary commentary or something. It's pretty funny. It's a little gruesome though. I wouldn't recommend it for everybody, but the way he does the commentary is pretty funny. Before we get into the 3 reasons why I bought Bitcoin at that price, we should probably look at what the price is doing. 24 hours later, and Bitcoin is still at the same price we were yesterday morning. Yeah, 57.2. I mean, here's the thing. Could be worse. we could be losing. You know, here, so here we didn't get that higher high. We got the wicked out of us right here. We went for it, got denied, and shot down, and we're making another run for it. But you can see the wicks are starting. I don't know if you can if you're watching on a phone. I should have made this bigger in retrospect. But we are having a little bit of an upwards trend here on the 4-hour chart. She's a noisy little so-and-so. But just to show that we basically are still in the same range we were yesterday. There was no movement. So there's a ton of sell pressure, and still we're not really losing our support. We're getting wicked the hell out of here, that's for sure. But there must be, I think I read somewhere where the inflows of the ETFs are basically gobbling up, Germany's sell pressure and whatnot. Why they would sell is so bizarre to me, because they have the opportunity. Let's say Germany is bankrupt, like most countries. Most countries are bankrupt, but they just print their own money to existence. So they're basically like the cheating monopoly banker. Now, if they are bankrupt on a fiat blood money level, well, if they just held on to that Bitcoin, they would be maybe one of the most prosperous countries in the next cycle, in this cycle, in 2 cycles from now, whatever. They play the long game. They're intergenerational psychopaths, but they're short-sightedness because they made their whole empire off of dirty fiat blood money. So they can't see the forest through the trees. It's like, well, let's sell this and get billions of dollars. Like when I see that they sell for billions of dollars, that was a crazy word. I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, billions. You would use billions when you were, almost hyperbole, like it's a billionaire. There's billions of dollars. Now when you see billions, you're just like, what is that? Is that big? And like $10 billion. 5 years ago, $10 billion was almost unheard of. Now, I mean, they throw it away. I'll throw $10 billion at this. So when they're selling $200 million, what is it even doing to their bottom line? Like, are they that broke that 200 million actually does something to them, let alone the concept of that 200 million, what it would turn into at the end of the cycle? It's absolutely mind-boggling, the level of incompetency these countries have. And all these central banks, like there's some stat, and I'm probably getting it wrong because I get most things wrong here in the morning at 8 a.m. But the Federal Reserve, the government, even though they're separate things, they have like 200 PhD accountants, number crunchers, actuarians working. Now, the reason why it makes no difference they could have 1,000, because they're all trained in Keynesian economics. So it's almost like you have 200 sharpshooters, snipers, but they're trained in like a musket gun. Like, we're the best musket gun snipers ever. Watch us. We can get this job done. It's just going to take a second as we take the gunpowder out. So as good as they are and as knowledgeable they are on the musket gun and sniping that shot, they've basically been trained in the wrong alley. They're Keynesian economic actuarians and economists and accountants. So they're screwed right from the start. They can't possibly get to the right answer by design as well. We can see that the sentiment in the market, in the Bitcoin market, has dropped to all-time lows, basically lower than the bear market. I feel people were more excited in the bear market. I feel I was more excited in the bear market, actually. But this is why I made this video. I mean, I wasn't even going to make a video because the price didn't move. How can you make a TAV? But I felt, because I nibbled back into Bitcoin, and I think I said a couple of weeks ago, my hodl bags are packed. I'm okay with wherever the price goes. I realized that it was a little bit contrarian to my thesis and why I bought the first 2 times time in the market. So I wanted to take a look at the reasons why I did yet Sunday based on the reasons I did before. So when we go back to, holy smokes, June 2022, which was 2 years ago, this is when we hit that way bottom. 17K. And then for 10 months, we basically ranged up and down in complete bearish delirium. And then, what was it? September. It was September. Yeah. Where am I here? Can't see I didn't make my window low enough. When was it 16K? Right around here. So the significant part about this era is that we were under the 200 moving average. Now that is always a great indicator of times to DCA. What did I say? XRP A11Y, too bad your piano bags are at the bottom. Like, yeah, my biggest worry is that I lose this last purchase. I've lost all the Bitcoin I ever bought because I keep on going on the boat. And why do I bring my ledger on a boat? I just drop it down. So this is where it was about 16K. And now you got to remember at the time, this is about 6 or 7 months into a 10-month channel range. At this point, there was a lot of indicators that said we could go lower. I mean, the thing is with trends is that the longer you're in a trend, the more accumulative, negative, bearish metrics start compounding. And, you know, that's why everyone dogpiles in on the same thing. Oh, we're going lower, we're going lower, we're going lower. But based on time in the market underneath this 200 moving average, I decided to myself, well, let's take a nibble here. Yes, it could go down, but the upside is just exponentially greater than the downside. Let's say it went to, what was it, 10K? There was some signals saying 10K, 9K, you know, just the common offenders. And so it could go, you could easily be down half, but the upside we all knew was going, you know, the 20K sooner or later. And then basically March 22nd, so that's almost a year, 10 months, we broke out of this range. So lucky for anyone, including the nibble I took, that it didn't, it sat here for November till January. For 3 months, the price didn't move. So you're just sitting there like, you know, some price action is kind of exciting rather than, but it didn't go down. Anyway, so moved up to March 23rd. And then time in the market sitting there, we get to this 27K area. And you probably forget, because we always forget how long these channels were in. March 23rd, we started ranging 27. We got as high as 31, as low as 24. That's a pretty tight range, 24 to 31. We did that for 7 months. And I remember, because we started this live stream around September, end of August in the summer, when boredom had sat in again. So kind of like this time last year almost. We've been doing this for almost a year. And that's when I decided that the upside potential was greater than the downside risk. Plus, based on this channel, how long it's had been. But the key factor is we went back under the 200 moving average. And that's the confluence of events that were like, this is probably a decent time. And I know as I was wrestling with putting this nibble money into a speculative asset, I think it was SOLANA, which would have been a pretty good trade, all things considered. But I sleep better putting into Bitcoin. So the key factors is we ranged here for a long time and we fell under the 200 moving average. And now if this was September, where am I? Yeah, September. Basically, we did catch, it went down to 25. So, you know, I think I got it at 27. The nibble was 27. I lost it in the boat so shortly after there, but it doesn't matter. The thing is why I nibbled there. Basically went up and we broke over the 200 moving averages. And once you kind of get over the 200 moving average at this point, it's smooth sailing for a while. That being said, we continued upwards. And then in February 2024, we entered this range, which goes from 61 to 73. Still a tight range, all things considered. And we've been doing this for 5 months. So it's not 10, it's not 7 or 8, but it's 5 months. Now, this is the interesting thing about 5 months is that it's around 5 to 7 months where I start thinking, okay, well, this price action has been accumulating for this long. We're due for a breakout. Only in a bull market, though. Make no mistake. These are only moves you make or anticipate in a bull market. If this was a bear market, I would just put my suitcase down and just sit there and wait for the bull market to come back. So here we are, 5 months. Now the big kicker is we fell under the 200 moving average, which is both of the times, the first and the second time, that made me go, this is interesting. This is probably definitely a good time to take another nibble. Now, it's basically up, but I'm anticipating it going down again. Like you get these crazy wicks here, that which one's wick may get Kendall stick. And that's okay, because it's just like 16 and 27. It did drop. I think it dropped 10% on the 27K. That's okay, because the downside we haven't even started the bull run really. We're in it, but we're in arguably the most boring aspect of the bull run we've ever seen. And we forget about this. Last time, 2020 was the same thing. It was a little more exciting because we had some crazy geopolitical things going on in the background, like a pandemic and all that stuff. So it was crazy. So it took our mind out of the boring doldrums of the beginning post-halving. Alex O Crypto, Canadian TA expert. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to Alex O Crypto, Canadian. Alex, are you going down to the Bitcoin conference in Nashville? If you're still there, I know sometimes I do the same thing. I'll go into channels, say hi, but I'm doing a million things at the same time. So if you're there, let me know. And if you do go, because I'm going, I decided I'm going to go to the Bitcoin conference for a couple of reasons. One, I feel like this may be the pinnacle of Bitcoin conferences as far as retail goes. Like I feel this one in particular, the bull run of 2024-25, could be, well, maybe next year we'll be in the euphoric stage of the bull run. Oh, Alex O Crypto, I was going to, but you're going to have a baby. Well, some things are a lot more important than the Nashville Bitcoin conference. Wick and Wick's wife will be in Nashville. Perfect, but not that weekend. pianomattyb, me, and Wick will be in Nashville, but not that weekend. Too bad. Close. Yeah, well, if your wife's having a baby, there's nothing more important than that. All the best to that. 12-hour drive from where you are. I guess you're in Ontario, right? So anyway, back to the reasons why I nibbled at this price. It could go down lower. I mean, we all know that what is this, the monthly? I got lucky here. The monthly restart is 43.2. That's a 61.8% fib. We've hit it on every time frame, 4 hour, daily, weekly. Doesn't mean the monthly will. This is a big 61.8% retracement. But it could. I mean, look how bizarre this is. We drew this out a long time ago. And now hopefully we can maybe ride up this squiggly little arrow we arbitrarily put in up there. There's also I find this weird too. On the weekly, drew this arbitrary squiggly line, and I came all the way down here, and we're just riding it up now. We really need a green weekly candle here. 5 red weekly candles in a row does not a bull market metric make. Just put that out there. I mean, there's certain conversations we have to have when we see 5 red weekly candles. Not saying the bull market's over. I'm just saying we generally don't see these things. Alex O Crypto, I know you will rep Canada well down there. Plus, it's Nashville, so I'm sure you could make some awesome music connections too. Appreciate you, man. Back to the grind. All the best, Alex Crypto. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I've never been to one, so it'll be fun to experience what the Bitcoin conference is all about. Especially, I'm hoping to see Michael Saylor's talk about Manhattan. Be nice to see Michael Saylor talk. He basically says the same thing now, but it'll be great. 15 live in the Rumble chat. Growing on Rumble. And 92 between YouTube and Twitter. You can see this is the best number to judge sentiment. Under 100 means no one, the retail isn't back. Under 100 viewers on a morning live stream means retail is nowhere in sight. Just John Travolta. It's just us OGs who have been here since the bear market. Even before that, a lot of people here have been here since. Thank you for the super chat, Carl Elder. He says, we need a PMB, follower meetup at the conference. That would be fun. That would be great. I'd really like that to happen. Someone should organize that. And it probably shouldn't be me, because I'll screw it up royally. Yeah, we'll make that happen. We'll try to, maybe we'll, on the Discord, if you're heading to Nashville, make sure you're in the Discord and we know who's there. And then that'll be easy to make a meetup. Oh, what is that going to hear? Me and Wick will be in Nashville for the Litecoin conference, day before Bitcoin, but we can linger around to see the Bitcoin people while we are there. Uh-oh, I'm stuck in here. I'm stuck again. How do I? There we go. We got it. Thank you for the super chat, Wick's wife and Carl Elder. Much appreciated. So yeah, I guess the moral of the story for today is those were the 3 reasons why I bought a Bitcoin at those levels. And I suppose moving forward, when we start ranging, Miss Go, the Oprah Winfrey of this channel. Membership for you! Membership for you! Membership for you! Thank you very much, Miss Go. He also says, I'll be in Nashville for that week where we'll have to get together and have a drink. Tall soda, thanks. Thank you for the gifted memberships, Misco. Now, Misco, I believe you live in West Virginia. You might have moved, but I believe that is. I wonder how far away from Nashville that is. Anyway, sounds good that Misco will be there. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun little get together. We can make that happen. And then to reiterate, we may get to a point, let's say at 100K, where we start ranging at 100K for 6 months. You know, these things happen. We range for a long time. That's why they say, you know, there's about 10 days in a bull market where we get a lot of action, and then the rest we basically do nothing but sit on our hands. Randy Abite said, I did a little bit of DCing yesterday and already some more today. DCA is the way, as Misco says. So yeah, at 100K, I might get that bug again because the upside is greater than the downside, even at 100K. We'll see. We'll see when I'll let you know if that happens, if I do that. But I don't think you should take a nibble too. I'm just saying this is why I did it. If you, with only, you know, the amount of money you prepared to see go into the weeds, right? A lot of people can handle that. And if your bags are packed, your bags are packed. My bags were packed. But I thought, you know, this would be a good time to get another nibble. I lost the other two, so I got to get some more. Johnny would love to go to the Nashville conference, but can't leave Belize until my permanent residency is complete. I didn't know Belize was so close to El Salvador. Johnny December. I was actually thinking about taking a trip to El Salvador with my dad in a couple months, maybe in October, November, just to check it out. I've never been there. I'd like to get the lay of the land there, put my finger on the pulse there and see what's up. Yeah, I had no idea that's how bad my geography is on Central America. Is that it's like, so here's El Salvador and there's Belize, basically neighbors. It's like Saskatchewan and Manitoba. And if you don't know what those crazy words are, that's what Canadians use for their provinces. Winnipeg, Manitoba, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. What a weird name, Saskatchewan. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the super chats, Carl and Wick, and thank you for the memberships, Misco. Much appreciated. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope we get to see some price action to the upside.
Make sure you like and subscribe.